Good morning, YouTube. It is morning for me, about 8 o'clock Monday morning, August 2025. You know what? It's September. I've been up a few hours. I'm just now getting down here. This is where we spent last week. I did several videos in here, but that was going downstream. I have studied my map a little more, and I am in the middle of the crater. So I have it on the east and west, well, completely around me. So this is a creek that's running through the middle of the crater, and that would be the Impact Crater in Wetumpka, Alabama, and I'm in Elmore County. I hope you'll stay with me on this adventure. This is my first time being in here. So I will be seeing things for the first time. I usually try to keep it to 30 minutes, maybe 40. It's according on if I'm finding something or not. I have actually found something I've been looking for a very long time, and if you've seen any of my other stuff, you'll know if I wasn't talking about the petrified wood. They call it brilliant wood. It's from Alabama, and it has got quartz crystals in it, and it is something else. I've marked that off my bucket list now. I do want to find the larger larger pieces, because I have seen them, and that's to come. I'm hoping I can walk up on some arrowheads. Y'all have to excuse me. I've been up about 3 or 4 hours, but I hadn't had time to let my brain make sense in my mouth, or my mouth make sense in my brain. This is all new for me, so I will be pausing and looking and doing things like that. As of now, this is mostly sand. I did come up in here when I first discovered this place, and I kind of looked around and scoped it out, and there were some people down here, so I turned around and went the other way. And that's how I ended up with the downstream video. And I heard some good things about going upstream. So here we are, going upstream. And I am bound and determined. I know this is close to the entrance, and there might be people that's going through this, but I always feel like if something's there for me, it don't matter how many people look, it will be there for me. Because I feel like going ahead and putting a good hike in and getting a couple of miles in here. But I don't think there's a lot of foot traffic. It looks to me like people come in on their four-wheelers. They drive in. Y'all please excuse my cord if you happen to see it. I'm making sure I don't run out of power. There is some beautiful stuff down here. It's really something else when you start doing this and you realize the hardest part is cleaning it. That looks like wood to me. It is. You can even see the sparkles in it. I got to get it blurry for you to see them. Well, that's a good start. That means I ain't found that. If you can see those, all I can say is squares. And the top of that is just full of crystal. When you clean it, if I can get it blurry, you can see it better. You can see that sparkle. And it goes all the way through in different cavities. But that's definitely it. We have found ourselves a prize. Put that in my backpack. That's really good to get one that quick. Sometimes I'm tempted to get in here and find stuff, you know, and have it waiting on me. But I just like the natural flow of things. That's why I don't do a lot of editing in my video part of the creek of me exploring. Because I really like people to come along with me and experience their first time seeing it with my first time seeing it. And there's no setup, there's no, oh look, there it is. You know, I'm not good at what we call in the South putting on a dog. That's why when I find something I don't like, you can tell. Look at that. I have to be careful about what I keep. I'm going to try to hold my hands different because, I mean, I'm getting some monkey hands when I do the movements that I like to do with my rocks to make my little recaps. But I don't mind. That's one of the reasons I like it. Look at that. See that sheen on it? That's what I keep on bringing up. It's some kind of rock down here. And I'm not absolutely sure. I was looking for that video. I think it's called Amazonite or something like that. You can just see it like in that. When that sunlight hits it. Well, of course my glasses are going to make it exactly where I can't do that. Okay, I'm going to spend a lot of time on that mess. I believe that when I finally clean some of it, I'll realize what it's going to be best for. And then I'll know where it is if I want it. I had a really good time last week. I do like to get back up in here. I like to get past where, but you've seen how I'm right here in it. And I found that petrified wood that quick. So it's here. And like I said, I believe a lot of people are just driving in and going where they want to go. But I've heard a lot of arrowhead stories. I have not seen any pottery. Usually if there's going to be arrowheads, well, I don't know, because I have found a lot of pottery, but I've never found an arrowhead. I'll go ahead and kick it a little bit. That is just beautiful. I heard those birds fly off and it sounded like a deer running. Sometimes I have to be really careful because I can walk up on a fawn, and I have seen some baby tracks, but they usually stay back away from. That is not a rock. I'm going to tell you what I was trying to pick up. I believe I am going to just pick up the pace, take me some beautiful pictures. I can look, there's some tracks again. I found him last time I was here. And they're close together and straight in a line. Huh. There's something that hit that water right there. I just spooked off a whole Bunch of ducks. It's just really, what a beautiful morning walk. I mean, I'm telling you, this is just unbelievable how beautiful this is to be here. The sun's still coming up right in there. So there it is. How beautiful is that? I love catching those beautiful lights out of that sun. Keep an eye on behind me, front of me. I'm pretty comfortable here. I usually walk about 4 or 5 miles in, and then I'll turn the camera off and really hunt even more on my way out. Because for some reason, when you're talking and doing this kind of stuff, you got one hand busy. There's an old wall over there. Kind of like to get near those, but usually I like to check it out first because it can be deeper than you expect. You see it's crossed the creek. Remember, I don't know if you can, in my other video, I need to listen. My other video, when I'm going downstream, this appears on the other side. It comes out of the ground. So apparently it goes down into the ground and cuts through. Because remember, we're in the middle of a blast where an impact come in millions of years ago and knocked this place out. If you Google Impact Crater, Wetumpka, Alabama, Elmore County, you'll see what I mean about being in the middle of it. Because you'll notice that the rim of the largest rim is in Wetumpka, sits on the west side of it. When you go on the east side of it, where I'm at, you're actually in it. And that's where I wanted to be, to look, to see what nature had in store. And it's a place I knew about. I used to come here being younger, and we'd always just stay up by the entrance where people come down to get in the creek and lay out in the sun and do young people things. And at that time, I didn't know nothing about a rock, especially actively getting out and looking for certain kinds. So all this just got skipped. Saved for later, I could say. And I'm glad. Because imagine how far I'd be getting out now, trying to find something new, if I'd already done it. I like to look in places like this because usually they're small and a lot of people won't take the time to look, and just every now and then you find something. I remember looking at that right there, but I know exactly where I stopped up here. I hope local people do see my video, or one of them, and realize what they have in their backyard. This is a beautiful place, and there's a lot of people that have built within a couple of miles of here. that would love something this beautiful and this natural. I mean, you can't beat this. Just a free nature. Just beautiful. And remember, it's my first look too, so being here is unbelievable. I know because I do the editing, I see the pictures. But when you're really here and hear all the noises I hear and the animals, it's amazing. This has a, oh, that's pretty. I think I've never found anything like that before. Might have to get out in the sun and look at that. I think that might be, I don't know. I'm still new and the terminologies are still trying to sink into my brain. They'll get in there. But I think it's a positive thing because sometimes when you're new at doing something and you turn on a channel, you can't understand anything they're saying. And it's hard to keep your interest in something when they're using words you don't know what they're talking about. And Lord knows I got such a thick accent, I probably use words that people don't know what I'm talking about. But y'all forgive me. Do not apologize. Okay, let me get out here in this sun and try to find me a piece of sunlight. That really has a feeling to it. Just gonna get situated. Look at that. I'm not quite sure what that is. I hadn't seen that. Oh, it looks like some kind of agatized wood or something. I mean, that is glassy. It's got like a glassy eye in it. That's amazing. Look how beautiful that is. It's a keeper, but if you know what that is, at each side you can see the center of the log and then the stripes in it. And like a kid, I can still just get so fascinated by this stuff. There's a wild magnolia. They grow through here. I like this piece. It's beautiful. That's one thing I've noticed about this creek. With being in this crater, ain't no telling what you're gonna find. And that I'm so far out here, they don't have a lot of roads and strip malls and things like that to where this creek flash floods and washes everything out. And the way I absolutely know that is this old creek bed stuff. This is really old creek bed. You can tell it's just, really put in there and hadn't moved. Now this stuff is new, it's shifting and moving. But when you get near strip malls and Walmarts and things like that, that funnel all that water through here so quick, you get a lot of movement in this gravel. And you got to be really careful. I learned the hard way to keep myself watching where I'm going. Don't get caught with a wall of water behind you. Let's find us some beautiful rocks. I believe I might do, since I'm walking in, I might go a little long with this first one Just, you can see the ripples in the walls back here. It goes up and over. That's heading towards the west wall, and then the east wall is that way on the other side. And of course they're above and below us too, but just, you can really see them when you're driving through this. And I want to get up past where they can go. I think there's a big gas line or some kind of utility line up here. And hopefully that's going to be as far as they can. This looks a little deep. Let me hold my mouth right. This looks like a good place for something to settle. I have found 2 nice pieces of wood. Petrified wood so far. I like to find several different things. My time gets away from me so quick. Yeah, I see it up here where it's like a waterfall, but I believe it's where there's deer tracks. So there's something that's made a home up in there. Where you see that new dirt coming out of that cliff, that's an animal that's done dug a hole. Beautiful trees. Oh, look at that. There's somewhere that feeds the creek all these beautiful stuff. Let me take a picture of that. I like to point right into my focus. There's the waterfall up there. I'm gonna get a little closer. I know there's some stuff in here, but I am focusing on heading upstream. I'm gonna try to stay more focused. There's that seam. Maybe today I'll be able to get some prettier pictures like that. Let's hope for it. If I can get that sun to hit that just right. I'm taking pictures from my videos I make after I post these. I wish you could see how beautiful that is and how all the stuff that's going on inside of it. And you take and sand that first layer, that top off of it, you have an amazing piece. And I usually search through these areas on my way back. Like I said, without the camera. I'm going to look at these things through the camera. That way my statements will match what we see instead of what I see. Because a lot of times I've noticed, excuse me, that I'll be saying something. Oh, that's going to be pretty. See that color in there? Look at that. That's going to be really pretty. Trying to keep my fingers and stuff together. I got to learn how to quit doing that and keep my hands together, because when I start working, it is a blind text. So you can see that's a seam. That's the top or bottom, either or, but it hadn't been broken. And even where it's been broken, it was a very long time ago. And if I could get that sunlight on it, you could see how beautiful it is. I'll keep that piece because I know what that is going to look like for one under a light when I finally get to do my light show that I like to do. But they just make good pictures. Whoop, there's some more of that pretty. That's real pretty too when you get some light on it. But it's just not going there today. You can tell. I need to have my... I'd like to make it up here to this. Boy, you know, I wish that was real. I mean, it's real. But you know. I appreciate everybody being with me. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't believe I had the patience this week to actually hold those videos and wait. I don't feel like I may have waited long enough, but I just did the best I could do. I get pretty anxious. I'm going to have to come back and search this stuff. I want to get up here at least to this waterfall before we close this one out, and I'm 26 minutes in. It is absolutely beautiful. You see the hills. I believe that's just like old banks from this creek over the thousands and thousands of years of it collectively running through this crater. Trying to do a better job to get a... See, I've never been here. There's another place where we know it comes out of, because that's what it does. And I'm going to have to look a little bit just to see what kind of material is coming out of here. I don't see any human tracks. Nope. That is too rotten for even me. I found some beautiful pieces last week. And they're in a state to where it's almost it's in the process of being petrified. Because it's a beautiful wood that does not float. It sinks. I'm hoping during these series that I'll be able to land that very first arrowhead. I was told that the lady I spoke to, I didn't know her, just talking to her, she told me that, oh, that looks kind of different. I'll have to take that home just to see if a magnet sticks to it. It feels, that's definitely different right there. It don't have a smell. I can usually smell it if it's iron. So let me wash this off a little bit. It had that shape like that wood. If I can find me a little bit of light. There's some. That's amazing. That feels like that's heavy. It's like metal. You can see the different colors in that. Got like a rainbow sheen. Well, I'll definitely keep that one. Put that in my backpack. I love them vines hanging down out of them trees like that. You know, it is metal. I can smell it on my fingers now. I must have some kind of high acid content in my skin, because when I come in contact with this iron and stuff down here, it just literally stinks. Well, there's the waterfall that I was told about. It said it's man-made and that they're got a gas line under it of some sort. Well, that looks like marble. Oh, I'm not getting any of that out, that's for sure. White feels just as silky as you would want it to be. But I heard this is the deepest spot. A lot of people come here to go swimming, and I see they are able to get around it. I'm not looking. Huh. Yeah, this has to be a gas line, because you can tell by the way they've done a clearing and there's no power lines. So this is definitely a gas line. Look at those beautiful white rocks. Ooh, it's deep. Didn't expect that. Oh, that's like that, it's like, darn, I can't think. I got one of my very first pieces I ever found that got me rockhounding, has that stuff in it. It's like an opal. Like common. Man, it's beautiful. Love being in that sunlight. This is fresh new rock here. Uh-oh, look at that. It's not what I thought it was. Down here I found several different types of wood, petrified wood. Some of it's white. Then you'll have some that's just, I mean, it looks like just like wood. Look at that. I used to love it at that Artesian well I visit. Man, that place is just, there's something else down there. Just so nice and clean and beautiful water. I don't know if y'all can see how. Get that sunlight to hit it right. There you go. See that red in there? Let me wet it. I'll keep that piece. Work on that one. We'll get to that too after I get this walking out of me, which I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm really enjoying this a lot, and I can walk now. It's not, even if I get sore, it's a normal soreness that I actually like. tendons and so forth, just like, you know, just from working out. I really appreciate people's comments and stuff. I try to respond to everything, but sometimes that can get hard, so please forgive me if I don't get back to you. I just have a lot on my plate, and sometimes I have time to sit back and really get into it. You know how life is. Sometimes we just don't have time. That's a pretty crystal. Sit on top of that. I want to get up and over this before I end. I always love to catch pictures like that. The natural, the way that shadow runs off of that beautiful plant. It's a bamboo. Yep, that's a pipe. I'm not going to take pictures of that. I know the world has to run. And I have a feeling I'm going to find some stuff in the bottom of that once I get to swimming in it. And that them people can drive over this is just absolutely amazing. More power to them. That's what that young blood will do for you. I love the sound of it. Gotta be careful for the snakes. Shoot, it ain't easy to walk in here. They're doing pretty good getting them four-wheelers through here. That'd be a good place to look. But I'm gonna make it through here today and keep my eye open for the critters. Get down here. What a beautiful piece. Okay. Oh wow, look at that. You know I can't pass up the nature. And we got movement. Okay. Let me get up here a little bit. Get out here. This is beautiful. Wow, it's just my kind of place. So you can see the videos coming. It is absolutely beautiful in here. I'm almost 40 minutes in. I always like to try to find something beautiful to show before I go out. There'll be several of these. Today I'm gonna go upstream. And I hope you can join me. I'll be posting a video every night for the next few nights. It's according on how far I get in here to see exactly, you know, what I'm gonna have. But I really hope people can join me. I'll be doing my little shorts I like to do. I know the music gets a little carried away, but you know, I'm just having fun and tried to find a little something that everybody might like. So stick with me, and I hope you enjoy the videos. I really appreciate everybody, all my subscribers. I want everybody to be blessed. It is so easy. Look around. This is free. It don't cost a dime to do this. So y'all be blessed. Enjoy your life. And enjoy me tomorrow. Thank you.